Hey, I'm Adam Post. This is the Morning Post. It's great to see you. It's a great morning. And this is a very special Morning Post show because we're going to talk about what is going on in Star Wars. I think I found something I haven't seen anybody else talking about. I want to explain all of it to you. Where did the Mandalorian come from? What is it? Did Disney kind of plan this all along? I think they did. I'm going to tell you why. Tell me if you think that Disney would have planned to destroy Star Wars in the films and then bring them back in a new form, a new Star Wars through TV. Put in the comments below. While you're down there, go ahead and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. It's a huge help to me, and I need your help with that. Now, let's take a look at this. I'm not going to show you a lot of articles today. I am going to show you something in Wikipedia, but I'm just going to tell you from the heart on this one and what I observed. So first of all, I've been doing a lot of research about Disney Plus, and I have a deep understanding of when Disney Plus started and what they were doing. So going back to 2015 is when Disney made the decision, yeah, we're going to start our own Netflix, our own direct-to-consumer business model. And that's when they started working on it. They just launched it November 12th, 2019. So they put all that in place. That said, obviously, they've been thinking about it. They've been deciding how do we want to, quote, update the Star Wars franchise. Anything that you've seen come out of the Star Wars films from 2015 on was since when Disney knew, absolutely knew, they'd be bringing Star Wars to television, right? So the first thing, and not just television, they knew that Star Wars was going to be a big part of Disney Plus back then. They had to have known that. They had to have known that. They knew they'd do stuff with Marvel as well. They didn't know, but obviously they're going to lead with one of their strongest franchises. They thought at the time in 2015, they'd have every reason to think that it would be either Star Wars or it'd be Marvel. It wasn't going to be goofy, right? So what did they do? Well, if you look at what they did with the Star Wars films, they took ultimately this tree of knowledge. They took the ultimate Jedi tree of knowledge and they decided they would burn it down, just like they did the entire franchise, just like they did with introducing these bland characters, just like they literally did having Luke Skywalker say, yeah, I'm going to go burn the tree, and then have Yoda crack up and be like, I think I'll burn the tree. What sense was that? So what is a tree of knowledge? What's in a tree of knowledge? Really quickly, okay? We're not going to get super religious here, but a tree of knowledge is dealing with good and evil. It's the knowledge of good and evil. It's covered in Judaism. It's covered in Christianity. It's covered in Islam. In fact, in Islam, they even say that they refer to it as the tree of immortality. And the tree in Quran is used as an example for a concept of a way of life. It's the balance of, look, we have to decide who we are in society, what we're going to be, and what we're actually going to do. So you see a burning down of old ways with Yoda burning the tree of knowledge, all the experience, all the expertise, everything we know how to do and know how to do properly and well and with honor as represented by the Jedi is done by burning the tree of knowledge deliberately by Disney, which they did over a number of movies. You could see them testing the aesthetics as they did The Force Awakens, as they at Last Jedi was, an absolute total bomb, And they proved with Solo, the Star Wars story, that they could not do an individual character spinoff. That said, look at what they did with The Mandalorian. Now, when I first saw The Mandalorian, I was like, well, all right, it's kind of okay. But, they burned the whole forest down. They burned the entire forest of Disney canon down. All the legendary history, all the careful thinking, all of the cool characterization, what it means to have the Force, all of that just completely burned to the ground to plant a little tiny tree with The Mandalorian. Now, I was on the board of directors of Platinum Studios. I wasn't there when they made Cowboys and Aliens. Jon Favreau was, though. Jon Favreau worked with Steven Spielberg and my friend Scott Rosenberg, who was the CEO of Platinum Studios and creator of Cowboys and Aliens, to make Cowboys and Aliens. Cowboys and Aliens is a space western. So when you look at what The Mandalorian is, the pacing, the settings, the scenery, The Mandalorian is a TV redo of Cowboys and Aliens. Cowboys and Aliens is a movie, did very well, didn't do $1 billion, it made money, but it wasn't a super gigantic blockbuster, and there are no announced sequels or anything. But Mandalorian is just Cowboys and Aliens with slightly less fast pace, but kind of a fast pace. Space Western. So did Disney know? Tell me what you think in the comments. Did they know that with these movies, they'd be burning down the franchise as we knew it, and then they would do a little fan service when they reintroduce their cute little sapling, The Mandalorian, to mess with the fandom menace, to mess with the people who really loved the original franchise and loved what it all stood for. Were they messing with it as a joke? Well, not literally as a joke. This is like part of what you do in communist-controlled countries, where you destroy and burn down everything that came before that challenges the new ideas, and then you recreate something new. Do I think they're going to take Mandalorian and turn it into an SJW thing? Yes and no. It will exist. It'll probably be kind of okay, and we'll be used to kind of okay if we're fans of this kind of thing. And we'll watch it and we'll say like, all right, well, it's kind of okay. And all right, fine, they're going to introduce this political thing and that political thing and that political thing. Will they do that? They probably will. How soon? I have no idea how soon. But it will spread throughout the content. Now, because they have Disney Plus, they can see extremely carefully how long is everybody watching the episode? What parts are they tuning out on? What parts are they staying with? And they can manipulate and mess with the discipline. So they can keep pushing their agenda and then make sure that we stay engaged if we're watching the show, and stay engaged and we're following along the breadcrumbs as they lead us like Hansel and Gretel into the oven or whatever they were doing in that crazy chocolate house. So don't worry about chocolate houses, okay? The point is this. The point is they knew it. They planned it. They're going to do this with other franchises as well. This will be the future of Marvel as well. They will push in their junky versions of characters just to bland them out and kind of wipe them out. They'll relaunch them, most likely in TV, so they can see how well is it working? How much do they still have our attention? Just imagine Yoda burning down, both Yoda and Luke Skywalker are burning down all that history, like 1,000 or a couple thousands of years of knowledge collected by Jedi. Knowledge does not belong as intellectual property. That's why copyrights effing expire, okay? Knowledge doesn't even belong to the people that create the knowledge or take note of the knowledge or develop the knowledge. Copyrights do not last forever. They last 50 years, in some cases, 100 years. Go get an IP attorney, okay? I'm not an IP attorney. But they don't last forever. It wasn't even Yoda's property to go and destroy the knowledge that was in that tree. That wasn't his to do. It doesn't matter how cool Yoda is. You're not allowed to go and destroy text. The point is, and then supposedly, the books were wound up in they put them back in because they realized like how horrific that was. They put some of the books back in that were burned down at the end scene of Last Jedi, as if any of us really consider that really exists anyway. That said, no, we don't get to burn down and destroy other people's religions that came before us, or other people's canon, or other people's stories. We don't get to reinvent that. That's evilness. That's not goodness. That's evilness. If you want to be inclusive and include other ways and other peoples of doing things, there's a huge tent and of opportunity. You can always bring other people in, and you can always identify other things. You don't destroy what came before. That's what the evil people do. All right. This is the Morning Post. All right. I'm going to tell you all sorts of things. I'm going to give you all sorts of information, my take on things. I want you to subscribe. It's really important to me because I want this to grow. If you guys agree with what I'm saying, tell me what you think. If you disagree, tell me what you think. Subscribe, click to the bell for notifications, and you have a great day. And thanks for listening. It's been great doing this. I'm going to have another video later today too. I'm Adam Post. Thanks again for commenting below, subscribing to this channel, clicking the bell for notifications, and really just watching the videos every day. I really, really appreciate it. I love doing the morning post. I love seeing what you guys have to say and meeting you people in the comments. Let's go ahead and just make sure you're part of the team. You're on the morning post team. I will see you again tomorrow morning with another amazing morning post.